This is a character. This is a scripted performance. This is a scripted performance and a satirical comedy show, and nothing I say can be taken literally. And it's scripted as well. It's been written for me, and I'm playing a character in a performance that is not based in reality, and nothing I say is true. Or is it? Picking up on little things he does. I'm mimicking him a little bit. Trying to get in his head. I'm trying to understand. I am in his head. I'm in his head. I'm way in there. I'm deep. I'm a little brain worm in Jeff Dye's skull. Is this better with the light? I think that's better, right? Coke, cheers to everybody. Happy New Year. What a great start to the year, huh? Fantastic work. So if you're watching this on X right now, a little update for everybody. This show is no longer on YouTube, and it probably will never be allowed on YouTube again. I have people high and low, big YouTubers, smaller people. I have YouTube connections from big advertising people in the space. They're emailing people on my behalf. I have 3 or 4 different people emailing people at YouTube. We've received nothing. No one is answering. No one seems to want to help us. It is what it is. Right now, Lemon Party is permanently off of YouTube. This show is permanently off of YouTube. We're on Rumble. We're on X. I'm not that thrilled about being the guy that's like, come see me on Rumble. I don't have anything to say about Rumble that's bad. It's just there's a lot of garbage on Rumble, and I don't want to be seen as a Rumble show or whatever. It's a sea of garbage. But I am using Rumble, so thank you, Rumble. Anyway, regardless, it's just you have a lot of like culture war morons, the misfit patriot type of people. Those people, they love to stream on Rumble. But anyway, we're here. Hundreds and hundreds of people have signed up in the past 2 days, so thank you. We're on X, we're on Rumble. If I don't like doing it this way, I'm just going to start doing it behind a paywall on my website. I have the capability of streaming there, and you just have to sign up for the show or wait for it to be in clip form later. If you can't watch it live, if you can't pay, I'm sorry, but I mean, look at Alex Jones. Do you think he wanted to be the conspiracy guy ranting in the dark about George Soros the rest of his life? No, he wanted to be at the table. He wanted to be on Air Force One. He wanted to be with the big guys. That's why he's a bootlicker now. No offense to you, Alex, but that's what you do. But I kind of see the appeal to, so Rumble doesn't care if people are just commenting hard R over there. Okay. So we peaked with the most amount of views last week when we did this, and then the show got thrown off. And people are coming in on Rumble right now. Okay, cool. So people are finding it. Excellent. Now, like I said, I was playing that whole thing as like a goof. The whole Jeff Dye, this thing, if you haven't seen this, like I've said this before about Jeff, he's a nasty, nasty guy. He's a nasty guy. There's no two ways about it. Loves to say he's the good guy. Oh, I'm a good guy. I don't talk shit about anybody. He talks about forgiveness all the time and everything. And this is what he has to say about me. And shout out to Mark Wellborn, co-host of After Tonight on YouTube. If you can't find it, usually you have to type in After Tonight, Tommy Afters, and then you can find the show. I did their live stream a few days ago, talking shop. Mark Wellborn is the one who submitted this in Jeff Dye's Instagram Live, submitted this question, trying to bait him, trying to get him to talk about me. I didn't even know Jeff went live on Instagram for 200 people. He puts on a jacket to talk to anybody, huh? Puts on a leather jacket inside of his apartment to talk to a chat. Oh, I'm going to go talk to the 200 people in a chat bubble. Hold on, let me put on my leather coat. Let me put on my leather coat real quick and button it up. I heard a theory he's wearing a toupee. Did you guys hear that, by the way? Which might explain the hat thing. He pulls it really low because there's something when he doesn't put the toupee on in the morning. I found I did a deep dive on Jeff. I did advanced search features on X. Looking, digging, hunting. Just trying to get to know who Jeff really is because he's admitted this many times. He's a liar. Jeff lie, Jeff cry. Call him whatever you want. Don't call him funny. I'm trying to put the pieces together of who Jeff really is. I don't really know. But I have the top 20 worst posts I found from Jeff Dye's Twitter feed. All through his Twitter, all the way back to 2012. I have a list that we're going to get into. First, I got this clip here. And thank you to Mark Wellborn. And thank you to Numero Uno Josh Denny fan for screen recording this and emailing it to me so I could download it and post it. Here we go. Jeff Dye on his Instagram Live this week.
My ex. I don't read anything.
And by the way, remember, he's the nice guy, right? He's really kind. He doesn't talk shit about comics. He doesn't know why people talk shit about comedians. That's his whole podcast, by the way. We've been over this many times. It's, here we go.
My ex.
Nice
I don't read
guy,
anything
Jeff Dye, everybody.
On X at all. I post and ghost. There is a guy, it might be the same guy, Ben Avery. Maybe I'm not sure, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There's a guy who used to be on Tim Dillon's podcast. He would sit there and just kind of giggle at what Tim says. And then, that's not even a thing. Tim hasn't even talked to him in 5 years. He's some loser, guy. And I don't even know if he's a loser. Maybe he's great and smart and cool. I don't know. But I definitely know he's a dickhead. He says all this shit about me and all this stuff. So he's, for whatever reason, he's obsessed with me. And so maybe that's the same guy, and maybe that's his whole thing is trolling me on X. But because of guys like that, I've stopped checking my X ats and my X comments.
Never have tweeted at Jeff Dye in my entire life. Not once until today I responded to a reply from Devin Costa that was replying to Jeff. All I've done is retweet him. I don't know if he thinks that Ben Soyface Lemon Party account, which isn't me, that picks fights with mini comics on X. Maybe he thinks that's me and he got mad. I don't know. Very unfair, very unchristian too, Jeff. Very unchristian of you. You talk about Christ and forgiveness a lot. Let's break this down real quick.
On X at all. I post and ghost.
Pretty crazy, by the way, that you talk about how you don't care what, this and that and, who gives a shit? But one guy retweets you. And now you can't look at your phone anymore. You're admitting that I ran you off of X because I retweet your tweets. That's all I did. For a few months, I just retweeted you a few times a day. That's all I did. That's all I did, Jeff. You have no evidence of me tweeting at you. None. Nothing.
There is a guy, it might be the same guy, Ben Avery. Maybe I'm not sure, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There's a guy who used to be on Tim Dillon's podcast. He would sit there and just kind of giggle.
So Jeff, I'll do what you're doing to me right now. There's this guy on Twitter, Jeff Dye. He just drunk drives all the time, and he drives into trees, and he goes on podcasts, and he lies, and he's like a bad person. There's this guy on X. He gets it behind the wheel of an automobile when he's blacked out. Hits trees in Burbank. Flees the crime scene. When the police try to arrest him, he, quote unquote, gets froggy. And then he goes to court over it. Because he was wrestling with police officers at a coffee shop in front of a girl he was trying to get back with. Is this what we do, Jet? We define people by the past? Isn't this your whole thing? You go on these crusades, don't define me by who I am now. Or who I was then. Define me by who I am now. It's very unchristian. The sins he's trying to box me in here, but let's listen here. Very strange. Very strange.
I'm not sure, so maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There's a guy who used to be on Tim Dillon's podcast. He would sit there and just kind of giggle at what Tim says. And then, that's not even a thing. Tim hasn't even talked to him in 5 years.
How do you know that? How do you know that? You seem to know almost nothing about me, but you know the exact amount of time that person I used to do a podcast with has not spoken to me. See, because Jeff, I'm over here, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I got kids, my livelihood is being threatened, I'm being thrown off the internet. You seem to be withholding some information here. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on. I'm just wondering, Jeff, who have you been talking to? I never tweeted at you. Never did it. All I've done is been a pal and I've retweeted you. It's all I've done. I've only tried to share Jeff Dye with the world. I have a comedy fan base too, buddy. I got comedy fans. I'm a simple man. If I see comedy, I hit retweet. I see a joke, I click. I'm a simple man, Jeff. Very strange, but you don't know who I am. You don't know what's going on with me. You don't know if I'm really cool. You're not even really sure who I am. Oh, but you know the exact amount of time someone has spoke with me. Interesting. You make a call to Jeannie Buss? What are you doing, Jeff? What are you trying to do here? I got an 8-month-old and I got a 2-year-old. I don't get big fat paychecks from these networks to be a pretty boy, Jeff. I don't got that. I don't got that. To quote Vinny Sati from Good Time. I don't got that. I don't got that, Jeff. You know what I do have? I have my brain and I have the internet. That's it. That's how I make a living. You know how you made your millions, Jeff? Hey, everybody. Welcome tonight to the shitty web show that I'm hosting. That's like a spinoff of The Soup that they couldn't get Joel McHale, so I'm here, everybody. Hi, it's Jeff Dye. It's 2016, and I'm hosting some bullshit on the CW or whatever the fuck. Hey, thank you for... Nobody even wanted to see this bullshit, so we had to pay people $30 each to be in the crowd. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming out. We'll be reacting to viral videos, and then we'll have... the fucking Paris Hilton will be on. Okay, now time for 80 commercials. And then what would you do, Jeff? You would go home and you get a big check in the mail. Not for being funny. No. It had nothing to do with being funny, actually. Jeff, this hurts me. This really hurts. You're being very mean to me, very vicious. You're acting like I've done fuck all in my life. You're bringing up failed relationships, failed everything. Spitting in my face. It's. I don't know why you're doing this, Jeff. I gave you constructive criticism about your show. Other than that, I can't think of a time I've been mean to you. I can't think of a time I've ever said anything negative. Anything I've said that might seem callous, I'm just trying to help. And I've complimented you where I've complimented you. I've given you compliments. This is mean. This is a vicious thing, Jeff.
Some loser,
Loser. The Christian Jeff Dye, everybody. The Christian. And then Christ said unto him, "You're a dickhead. Get out of my face, you loser. You dickhead, loser, you failure."
You know, that's not even a thing. Tim hasn't even talked to him in 5 years. He's some loser, guy. And I don't even know if he's a loser. Maybe he's great and smart and cool. I don't know. Dickhead.
So you don't know anything? You don't know anything about me, but I'm a dickhead and I'm a loser. And supposed to talk to me in 5 years. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good, Jeff. That's really mean. Look, I'm not going to tell you how you live your life. I live mine, you live yours, but I got feelings, man. You're hurting them. You're hurting them, Jeff.
He says all this shit about me and all this stuff, so he's, for whatever reason, he's obsessed with me.
And Jeff acts like he doesn't do that. He was tweeting at Bill Burr during the fires. In LA, during the fires, he was tweeting at Bill Burr that Bill Burr doesn't know what he's talking about and fuck the mayor. And Jeff Dye goes on podcasts. He talks about how he respects his elders. He doesn't understand why comics have to shit on other comics. Go to his Twitter. Go to his podcast. He's a bully, this guy. He bullies everybody. He's the meanest guy. I've never listened to a podcast where a guy is less funny and more mean than Jeff. That's the perfect ratio of Jeff is very mean, not funny. Very mean, not funny.
And so maybe that's the same guy, and maybe he's just that.
Maybe that's him, even though I have all these hyper-specific details about the amount of time he spoke to people and what he does.
That's his whole thing, is trolling me on X.
Never trolled you, just retweeted
But
you.
because of guys like that, I've stopped
sense.
checking my
You're wearing a toupee and a leather jacket inside. It's sad.
X ats in my X comments. What else? Does Gutfeld give me questions before the show? Sure does. My ex.
Mean. Jeff, you're very mean, buddy. And then his next podcast, he's going to cry about how people are mean to him. That's all he's going to do. So we're going to go through right now. Here are the top 20 posts from... Actually, no, we're going to get into this first, because I got to show you guys this. Now, before this, I was driving around. I tried to go. I apologize. Let me get my timestamp here. I tried to go to the P.O. box. I brought the wrong key. I'm very sorry. But it did give me some more time to listen to this Jeff Dye. He went on Jamie Kennedy. How can I forget that name? He went on the Jamie Kennedy podcast, and I listened to every guest appearance from Jeff. I can't get enough of him. I listened to the Diecast the moment it drops, or it's called the Die Hard. I keep thinking it's called the Diecast because it's a better name. It's called the Die Hard Podcast, DYE. I got to listen to this driving around earlier, going to get my chocolates and my Cokes. Check this out. Here we are.
Phil's. I've got my taco stand. You know, Danny.
So we finally get to the bottom of his GoFundMe thing. So if you guys don't remember, he told Rogan he was going to move to Austin because California is insane, and Fox News, it was a slow news day, so they ran, comedian moving out of California, citing Newsom's insanity, blah, blah, blah. And he's not even actually moving. He's still in LA. He talks about how much he loves LA. This guy, Jeff Lie, no one lies more than Jeff Lie. And no one cries more than Jeff Cry. He lies, he cries. He's a trickle truth guy. So listen to this. He finally is addressing what the hell, like the news has been running this for 2 months that you're leaving. Everybody thought you were gone. What's going on?
Grab a donut. Even you know what I mean? Like, this is my hood.
Yeah, LA's great.
I feel at home here.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds for some people. I've been here since I was a teenager.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. So, you did say don't leave, and then there was this whole debacle.
Correct. Oh, I'm never leaving. Well, you went on the news and said you were leaving and never coming back. That's right. Yeah, correct. Okay. All right, cool. Earlier in this interview, he goes, He goes, he goes, how many sisters do you have? And he goes, 2. He goes, but that's not my comedy answer. And Jamie Kennedy goes, what? And he goes, because for bits and stuff, sometimes I have more or less or none. What? He goes, so I have to clarify that on podcast because, then people, so these people, they get on stage, all they do is lie. It's the only thing they do.
So what's the truth?
The truth is, I have never said this on a podcast. Here we go. I'm buying a second home in Texas.
So he said, I'm buying a second, like we're fucking morons. The news literally, the Chiron says, it says comedian is moving out of California because the politics are so insane. And he's like, yeah, I didn't mean I'm moving out of California because the taxes and stuff are insane. I meant I'm staying in California. I'm getting a vacation home in Texas. Okay. I guess we're all everyone's a moron but you, Jeff.
And
everyone's a big
debacle.
retard, huh?
So what's the truth?
The truth is, I have never said this on a podcast. Here we go. I'm buying a second home in Texas.
Bolden.
It's a second home. Yeah,
Nice.
I've got a lot of money. No
Wow.
wife, no kids, no girlfriend.
Good for
That's why the GoFundMe was supposed to be funny.
So now he's getting really defensive about the finances. Very defensive. He wants to let you know he's got a lot of checks. A lot of checks from doing bullshit TV. Despite the big lawsuit he got.
What don't you get? It's lit, Jamie. Rich guy starts GoFundMe. That's hilarious. It's
I think so. You
it's
only
like-
asked for $26K.
It's a heel move.
Yeah.
It's like
You're not rich. Let's be honest. Jeff's not rich. He's not. He's not. Keep listening.
yeah, like we literally
You did turn heel. You were a baby face.
Yes.
And you've turned heel.
We were laughing about it. Everyone in my camp was laughing. My real estate agent, like the place I'm looking at is like a $3 million home, and that's a second home. And she was like, can you believe Fox News is like running a thing about how like you have to get out of LA because Gavin Newsom's so scary? So we tried to capitalize on it. Like, wouldn't this be great? Start a GoFundMe. We made it a random amount. 26,000 is hilarious.
Hilarious! I hear the number 26,000 and I go, Jeff, you've done it again. 26,000. Holy fuck. I'm rolling on the floor. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm LMAOing. 26,000. That's a gut buster.
How like you have to get out of LA because Gavin Newsom's so scary. So we tried to capitalize on it. Like, wouldn't this be great? Start a GoFundMe. We made it a random amount. 26,000 is hilarious because you don't need 26,000 to leave LA. Funny, check, right? And then also
Funny. You don't need $26,000 to move out of LA. Check. Hilarious. Super funny. So good. Everybody, if you're an aspiring comedian out there, I want you to take notes. You can learn a thing or two.
Hilarious because you don't need 26,000 to leave LA. Funny, check, right?
Check.
And then also 26.
Check off
Why
the funny
26?
list.
Also
Yeah,
funny.
It was weird.
It was all supposed to be funny, but
Okay.
then like everyone's like, "What the fuck? You don't need." I was like, "Dude, what is wrong with everyone? They don't get the joke." Also, another part of it that is, I was hoping, like a guy like Mark Maron or maybe any of these people who have had these little spats with me, that they would like playfully be like, "I gave $500 to get Jeff Dye out of LA."
Yes.
Because wouldn't that be like that'd be the more
Fine.
baller
Yeah.
move is to be like, I fucking hate that kid. I don't want to see him at the Comedy Store with his right-wing bullshit.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You did this as an opportunity for other comedians to be funny. I have a great idea. I'll make a GoFundMe, and then you know what? Mark Maron, I bet would be really funny about this. That would be, how good would that be? Mark's so funny. I should make a GoFundMe for him to make a funny little donation and comment. Okay, we're all trying to follow here. Jamie Kennedy, God bless his heart, he's. I mean, it's a little bit like, it's a little bit like, doing it feels like he's doing a podcast with the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. He's a bit slow. It's not his fault, life has happened. Seems like a talented guy. But he's trying to follow Jeff the best he can, and there's a big web of lies here that the spider Jeff Cry is weaving. It's hard to keep up with.
To get Jeff Dye out of LA.
Yes.
Because wouldn't that be like, that'd be the more baller move, is to be like, I fucking hate that kid. I don't want to see him at the Comedy Store with his right-wing bullshit. I donated $5,000 to get Jeff out of LA.
Yeah.
I thought everyone would play along in this wrestling heel move. I also thought some like redneck guys, you know.
You're running with that. You're running with the heel thing because Jamie gave it to you. Because he's a little bit better at crafting stories than you, but let's continue.
A lot of like rich, like Republican guys. I thought they would be like, "Yeah, I'll put $5,000 on getting you out of that dump, LA."
That
and they
worked.
could also get publicity for it. You know, a ton of people would be like, "I gave $10,000 to Jeff Dye to get him into Texas," and so that's all it was supposed to be.
Okay, so if I'm giving Jeff the benefit of the doubt here, I'm going to have to assume that he's incredibly stupid. That's the only thing I can walk away with here. You're one of the dumbest people alive. I'm just going to have to assume that. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's really your own defense is I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I'm not smart. I don't know, man. I don't know why you keep doubling down that this is some big hilarious bit. It's really not. It's not funny, Jeff. We know you're broke. You live in an apartment in the valley, but you're incredibly rich. Okay, let's go into the details on this home that he's going to buy.
As you're doing this,
People
people
didn't
know
understand.
it wasn't this, for everyone who knows wrestling, it was a work.
Yes, it was a work.
Okay.
And it was supposed to, I thought it was such an obvious work that everyone would get it.
They really don't
but
know.
They didn't get
They don't
it.
get the works.
Also, another
didn't
part
get
of
it.
that I think is interesting is
It's too thinky. It's too thinky. I should have clicked on the GoFundMe for Jeff Dye. Hey guys, I want to move to Texas because California's crazy and Joe opened a club and every comic has moved to Texas in the past 5 years. And I think I'm going to do that too. Goal $26,000. I should have seen where it said $26,000 and went, I should have went, oh my God, he's pulling my leg. Oh, wow. Wait a second. A moving truck for about $5,000. Gas, hotels, movers, all in, I don't know, between $8,000 and $13,000. Wow. Yeah, that 26,000's double that. Oh, that Jeff. Let me see in the donation section if Mark Marin gave $500. Big hilarious bit, Jeff. He keeps changing the story every time he tells this.
it's like people like, you're broke ass. You're not even a good comedian if you got to start a GoFundMe. And I'm like, well, if you think I'm broke, then I should have a GoFundMe.
Especially
If
if you're
I'm
inclusive.
broke, then you should give to the GoFundMe because you think
No, not how it works. No. You've caught absolutely nobody in this trap. You've got nobody in this web except yourself, Jeff. You dug a big hole and you fell in it on accident. You put a little, you got a box with a stick and you crawled under it to get there. You go, who put that little piece of cheese under there? You stuck your own hand in the rat trap you set up in the corner of your home because you were hungry.
I'm broke. But if I'm rich and shouldn't have started GoFundMe, then you should have got the joke. You don't get both.
Yes.
You're like, you're not successful. You're a broke ass comedian on a GoFundMe begging for money, and I'm like, okay, well then give money because I'm broke. And
What rich comedian out there sets up a Patreon? Jeff. You ask people to donate to your Patreon to give you money over there. Patreon is a beggar's bowl for a lot of people. Couple $100 to help pay a utility bill with the thing they're doing. Most people don't really, make a living off of it. Is Jim Gaff again? Is he making a Patreon? Is Brian Regan making a Patreon? Is Nate Bargatze setting up a Patreon right now? Is that what he's doing? I don't get it, Jeff. What's with the Patreon? Why do you keep the Patreon open? That clearly makes you like $130 after taxes every month. Something's not checking out here, Jeff. I don't think you got any money. The lawyers, the trial, the drinking, the boozing. You totaled that Model Y when you went up over the ramp and hit that tree in Burbank. You could have lost your life too if you had hit somebody. God forbid you didn't. Very strange, Jeff. Very strange.
Begging for money. Give
Very
to the
strange.
GoFundMe.
Yes.
But if you think that I'm rich,
And then here's Jamie Kennedy.
money because I'm broke and I'm begging for money. Give to the GoFundMe.
Yes.
But if you think that I'm rich and I that I'm not broke and that like that I started a GoFundMe, it's like then that's what makes it funny is that I started a GoFundMe when I don't need one.
Dude, so wait a minute. Because I know where you live, so you have one place here.
Yep, Sherman Oaks.
And you're looking at a big place.
Yeah, so I'm buying a big house because
You're
the
buying a
house
big
goes
house?
farther in
And you're looking, because I know where you live, so you have one place here.
Yep, Sherman Oaks.
One place. I think he was going to say little. He said one.
And you're looking at a big place.
Yeah, so I'm buying a big house because
You're
the
buying a
house goes
big
farther
house.
in Texas and stuff like that.
So that's going to be your bigger property.
And it'll be my business because what I was tired of, which I've also never shared this, is the taxes here are insane.
Yeah.
And also Hollywood used to have, Gavin Newsom, I hope you're listening, we used to be able to work here.
It's kind of like he had a phone in his house that had been ringing since 2020. Ring, 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 ring. Night and day for 5 or 6 years. And he just picked up the phone. He went, hello? And someone told him, California's crazy. Everybody's liberal and the vaccines and the taxes. And he was like, and he looked around. He's like, you're right. What? Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Actually, you got to get and he was like, oh, wow. Oh, you're so right. Oh, my God. Yeah, man, I was on the line for 5 years trying to get this message across to you.
A big part of living in Hollywood is we have Hollywood. I booked a game show with Harvey Levin, actually, and we had to move to Atlanta for 2 months. Well, I booked a movie and we had to shoot in Detroit. I booked Hollywood Squares. We shoot in Ireland. Why is Hollywood Squares shooting in Ireland?
Yeah.
So Hollywood isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Jamie Kennedy, he's in his head. You can imagine an object in your mind and turn it. He's imagining a big Vicodin pill and he's spinning it in his head. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, the whole time he's just spinning the big pill. He's just spinning a big pill in a big void in his mind. That's all Jamie Kennedy's thinking
even
about.
in Hollywood anymore. And then also prices are very expensive here. And so I'm going to move my corporation, which is, it's called Fruit Fly Inc. I'm going to move that to Texas. And so the taxes are better. There's no property tax. And so that's why it's a second place. I'll never leave Sherman Oaks. I love my place there, and I love my neighborhood. I love my friends here.
And really, really, really rich guys live in Sherman Oaks. Everybody that comes to LA, they go, have you been to Sherman Oaks? Phew. That's where the high rollers are. Yeah, if you don't got coin, I wouldn't step foot in Sherman Oaks. What? Isn't it a shitty mall and strip malls and no. No, I think it's isn't it a Fat Sal's and they don't even have an AMC. They have a Regal Cinema. No, man. People like Jeff Dye live in Sherman Oaks. And you go, oh, whoa, okay, wow. I didn't realize the Monopoly man lived there. That's where everybody goes. If you make it in LA, if you got a bunch of money, if you got coin, you settle down in Sherman Oaks. That's how you know you made it.
That I have 4 big comedy clubs that I can work.
I knew a guy who lived in Sherman Oaks once. He was an open micer. When COVID happened, he threw himself in front of a train, and supposedly his head came off. That's who lives in Sherman Oaks. Most people who live in Sherman Oaks, they know the schedules of the trains, but they can't afford to ride them. They know when they're coming and going and where they're going. They're not going anywhere. They're in Sherman Oaks.
Technically 5, really. So I love it here.
So that'll be your main hub. So you are actually making a main hub in Texas.
My main hub is a suitcase in a hotel room all over.
You said it was going to be your main hub, your business and everything. He walks everything back that he says.
Making a main hub in Texas.
Jamie Kennedy can't keep track of any of this.
My main hub is a suitcase in a hotel room all over the, I literally work 350 days a year, so.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
So you will, what can you say? I don't want, you don't have to say where in Texas.
Just Lake Travis area.
Okay.
Yeah, Spicewood.
Okay.
Wow. That's big money. Spicewood, Lake Travis, that's Sandra Bullock, Joe Rogan, I think Kristen Dunst, Jesse Plemons, and now Jeff Dye.
Yeah, I don't care what people know where I live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to do it. So,
I'll DM you. I'll ask for your address.
So the GoFundMe didn't stick.
I'm thinking about starting one every month.
Yo, dude.
Just do another.
Bro, it was
until GoFundMe's like, hey man, you got to stop starting these.
So here's what, because it's like, so again, for everyone listening, and there's a good amount of wrestlers that like this pod. Actually.
Yeah, I love wrestling.
And I learned about it from
Fake
my
wrestling
buddies
fan.
too, and so. And the great Patrice O'Neill was, a writer for it.
The best.
So, this, you know what that means.
Yep.
I'm not bullshitting. So, Jeff would be considered a baby face. Okay? He was a true baby face.
Hogan.
That's a good guy. And then they have what they call a heel.
A heel turn.
A heel turn. So, it's like, like Trump, to a lot of people was a heel. He was probably never the baby face.
Never.
So, Jeff naturally did a heel turn in our business.
Absolutely.
But then he did a work on top of it and leaned in.
Yeah.
And people who
like
are supposed
when Hogan went bad, people went crazy.
Yes. And people, I even think The Rock did a heel turn.
Oh, yeah.
And so Jeff thinking that people in comedy have levels to their humor and understand fucking.
Right. Also, because they know me personally.
Yes.
I've been doing this 20 years. I thought,
yes.
So the biggest response I've gotten.
Yes.
From comics.
And they took them literally.
Are people going, I actually thought it was hilarious. Like, that's what everyone keeps coming up to me and saying.
Yeah.
But I think that's because all the comics piled on.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, excuse me. I'm sorry. You're having a salad at the mall. You're Jeff Dye, right? I just want to say, posting that GoFundMe link, it killed me. When I saw the amount was $26,000, me and my friends, we screenshotted that. They were already about to send it to me. They were like, "Can you believe this? This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. A GoFundMe for $26,000. Have you ever seen an amount of money that funny?" That's wacky Jeff Dye. I just want to say, huge fan of you, Jeff. That was a top 3 comedic moment of your career, is posting a link to a GoFundMe. Really crazy stuff. I mean, seriously. That's as funny as making Happy Gilmore. Great shit. Keep it up, man. Don't mean to bother you.
So aggressively that now it's almost contrarian to go I get what Jeff was doing. A lot of people have come up to me and gone dude, I thought it was fucking hilarious.
No, this is what I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
This is
Dude,
what
it
I
was
can talk to you about.
hilarious.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Dude,
Okay.
you rule.
You're such a lovable guy.
Thanks.
You're a nice guy. Honestly.
Thank you.
Hardworking.
Yeah.
Okay. Come out of Seattle. And yet you do this stuff.
And I talked about this on After Tonight. This is what you say to somebody when they're not talented or funny.
Okay.
Ready? In comedy, this is
You're
what you say.
such a lovable guy.
Thanks.
You're a nice guy. Honestly.
Thank you.
I'm listening for the word funny.
Hardworking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say,
Come out of Seattle. And yet you do
he ran out of things after the second adjective. You're a lovable, / nice guy. Then he moved on to hardworking. I'm waiting for the F word. I'm waiting for funny. Then he says, where you're from. You're from Seattle. Those are the 3 things when I think about Jeff, nice guy, which means nothing. Everybody has been told they're a nice guy. Hardworking. I don't know what that means. And you're from Seattle. Jeff, you got to put the clues together here, buddy. I'm trying to put it together for you.
And not just comics, but dare I say, like, beginner comics?
Yeah.
Can I say that? I
don't know what you're about to say about them.
Well, it's just like they literally have their name in their bio, what they are, and they're like saying the most crazy shit about you.
And they've never met me. That's
a professional comic that is known, respected in our
Not true. They've all met you. They always talk about how they meet you in person. You're a dick.
Business in every club, names on walls.
Yeah.
Like, you've done it. You're doing it.
Well,
He never said funny. He never says funny. Not once has he said you're funny. He said your name is on a wall. He said where you were born. He said you stand on stage. He goes, you stand on stage with a microphone. There's lights on you. People can hear your voice. You're standing in front of and the sign behind you says comedy. You get up there and you do it with the light on you. And into the microphone. Wow. And the suitcases, and you're from Seattle. You know, when people are talking about, let's say Chris Farley. No one goes, oh, I love Chris Farley. He was one of the hardest working guys ever.